just don't do it. Don't do it. Hello humans, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Gata. I just finished nursing school. In this channel, I share a lot about my nursing journey, my immigration journey, as well as minimalism. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, do not refrain from hitting that beautifully placed subscribe button that is right there. I have made a lot of videos regarding nursing school. I made a video that was talking about how to get a 4.0 in nursing school. You can go check that video out after you finish this video. I've also made a video on time management, tips to thrive in nursing school, just a bunch of different videos for how to succeed in nursing school. You definitely want to go check those out. But today we're going to do something different. Today I really want to stress 10 things that you do not want to do when you're a nursing student in nursing school. Just no. So if you're in nursing school or if you're about to start nursing school, you might want to really pay attention. Here's my list. Let's get started. All right, the first thing is you do not want to refrain from asking questions during clinicals. This is huge. If you do not know, don't just go and do it. Ask somebody, please. It can sound like the stupidest question, like, should I take off the little oxygen nasal cannula while I'm feeding them? Should I put it back right away? The patient's asking if I can remove his socks so that he can put lotion on them. Is that okay? There's no stupid question in clinicals, okay? You don't just want to assume that you're allowed to do something or that you're not allowed to do something and then refrain from asking either your instructor or whoever nurse you're in charge of. Whoever nurse you're under the charge of. Whatever nurse, you just ask. Okay, second thing, and this one's kind of a big one. I have noticed, no exception, every single clinical rotation I've ever made, nurses are big, fat gossips. I don't know if it's just a matter of the profession or if that's like something that nurses just enjoy doing. I don't know if this is just a human thing. I personally avoid saying anything behind someone's back that I wouldn't say to their face. Granted, I'm pretty outspoken, bold, and direct, so there's very few things that I wouldn't say to a person's face. But gossiping in general is just not kind, it's not nice, it's not loving, so refrain, period. But especially as a nursing student, sometimes you'll be in the nurses' station and you'll hear the nurses kind of gossiping about this or that doctor, or you will hear them trash talk the facilities, management, whatever it may be. And you might feel like it's cool and it helps you to fit in, to kind of join in on that gossip. Don't. It's not cool. It makes you look needy and like you're trying to fit in too desperately, and it's honestly just, why swim with the current when you can swim against it and actually stand out like a nice person that refrains from gossip? I'm just gonna leave that out there. Number 3, and I feel so strongly about this one. Okay, this one drives me nuts. If all of the other ones are just kind of recommendations, this is a commandment. Not ask the question, is this gonna be on the test? It drives me mad. First of all, we're not learning for the test. We're learning not even for NCLEX, we're learning for the knowledge, okay? We're about to go into a profession where our decisions, our observations, and our knowledge are going to make the difference between the patient living and the patient dying on a daily basis. When you're asking, is this gonna be on the test? What you're essentially saying is, should I put my attention into what you're saying right now, or should I just zone out? Is this worth noting in my notepad? Or can I just dismiss it and move on to the next thing? Never ask that question. Also, teachers don't like it because they know this, and they know that if they say no, it's not gonna be on the test, you're immediately gonna zone out. Listen, if I were a teacher, the second some student asks me this question, I will say, every time somebody asks me that question, I'm gonna say, no, it's not gonna be on the test, and then it is gonna be on the test, and then you are not gonna know it. That's right. Next up is contacting the provider. There's many things that we can and can't do as nursing students on the floor during clinical rotations. It varies by facility, by state, by school. Some of us can't give blood products, some people can put catheters, some can't. But know that everywhere, no matter where, you cannot contact the provider. And I don't know that you'll even have a chance to, because everybody knows this. You don't contact the provider, but if you ever get handed a phone, if any nurse ever tells you like, hey, can you let the provider know? Don't. It's not like doctors are all the way up there and we're not allowed to talk to them. That's not it. But it's not within your scope of practice as a nursing student to be talking and giving information. That is the nurse's job. It is their job on the line. It is your patient on the line. Just don't do that ever. Next. Ooh. Okay. You do not want to storm into a teacher's office mad. So many of my classmates, either because of a bad grade that they didn't like, or a question in a test that they thought was unfair, or a project, or whatever plethora of reasons you might have to be mad at a teacher, because it's legit, you get mad at teachers, it happens. I'm not saying it's not okay to go to their office and have an adult conversation, civilized discussion about it, okay? But do not go in there when you're mad. Don't go in there when you're mad. You know why? Because these are gonna be your teachers all throughout nursing school, and you're gonna have to see them all the time. Again, as a general rule, don't talk to people when you're mad. If you're mad at someone, wait until you're chill to confront them. That is just best practice. I'm thinking of doing a video a little later talking about confrontation in the workplace, in your personal life, and that is the biggest rule. Do not confront someone when you're mad, because when you're mad, you're gonna say things that you're gonna regret, that you don't mean, that maybe you mean, but you didn't mean to say that way. Abstain. Just wait until you're calm, lay out your arguments, make sure that you're not heated, and then proceed to visit your teacher. Number 6, and this one I have talked about in my video when I talk about time management. Do not pull all-nighters. They're never a good idea. I went through all 4 years of nursing school without pulling a single all-nighter, and I did fine. I did perfect. You do not need to pull all-nighters to get all that material in. Please get your sleep, okay? It's important for the brain, for the body, for the heart. Sleep. Number 7 is a very important one. Do not compare grades. Again, I feel like I'm giving this like life lesson here, not just for nursing students, but it's not healthy to compare yourself to others, period. You are your own person, they are their own person, everybody's different. You might get A's where other people get F's and vice versa. You might have strengths that other people don't. Actually, why am I saying may? You have strengths that other people don't, and they have strengths that you don't, and that's fine. That is life. And if your motivation through nursing school is to do better or just as well as others are doing, that is just the most unhealthy thing that you can do. Compare yourself to yourself, okay? Look back on your own grades. Am I improving? Is this better than what I was doing before? Am I understanding the material better than I did? How far have I come? And I'm not saying you can't discuss grades. Like, I, of course, had my little group of friends and we always knew how each other did, just because, you know, you're curious. But don't ever ask for people's grades if you know that you are prone to comparison. You are doing the best you can, and you can do better. You can always do better, but compare yourself to yourself. I say that with all my love, because comparison is destructive. Ooh, okay. The next one is, do not correct a nurse in the hospital during your clinicals. Allow me to elaborate. Fresh out of nursing school or fresh in nursing school, you learn best practices for everything. You know, you learn that the sterile glove can't touch anything. You learn that your hands have to be above your waist, that you can't turn away in your sterile field, that you wash your hands before entering a patient's room, that you put on gloves for IVs. You know, all the best practices. And the fact of the matter is, so many nurses out there are not doing best practices. They're just not. They're skipping out on it. They're just dismissing it as ridiculous and unnecessary, and they just don't do them. And first of all, I encourage you to never do that. Never let go of best practices. I really want to keep myself accountable to that. I never want to become calloused to hand hygiene and to all these precautions and standard procedures and just stay on the right track. I really want to set that goal for myself. But you are going to see a lot of nurses doing things that you know are not right, that you know are putting the patient in danger. Don't correct them. Anything that you observe, just let your instructor know at the end of the day, because nursing instructors do talk to the hospital and they do let them know things that they saw, but it's in the right, you know, chain of command. You're not there as a quality improvement auditing person. You're there as a nursing student. You're there to observe, to learn. you might be learning what not to do, but you're there to learn anyway. So number 9 is pretty obvious. Honestly, it should be pretty obvious that you don't do this, but just in case I'm gonna mention it, don't try to cheat your way through nursing school, okay? Don't try to get the easy way. I had a classmate who, I'm pretty sure for our ATI practice exams, she just knew all the answers because she looked them up, and then she got a super good grade on the practice ATI, but then for the actual proctored exam for ATI, she did terrible. Again, going back to what I was saying earlier, you do it for the knowledge, not for the test. So if you're doing it for the test, you're gonna be an awful nurse. Okay, I'm not even gonna talk about this anymore. And number 10, and this is something that I really believe in and that I really applied throughout my years of nursing school, do not put your school before everything else, before friendships, before yourself, before family, before recreation. I went through all 4 years of nursing school without ever saying no to something social or recreational because of school. Looking back to my, college years, I'd much rather have an album full of pictures and experiences than a report card full of A's, basically. Yes, it's important to put in the effort, and please don't hear me saying that you need to just live the wild life and leave school last. I'm not saying to leave school last. I'm just saying to not put it before everything else. Your mental, physical, emotional, relationshipal health come first, because you do not want to get to the finish line and realize that you sacrificed everything, that you're this different person that has completely isolated themselves. You don't have any deep, meaningful relationships. Your mental health is on the floor, all for you to be successful in nursing school. That's not what I see as success in nursing school. That's just what I see as reaching the finish line. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. Thanks so much for watching. As I said before, I have tons of videos talking about nursing school and just nursing life in general. You can check them out on my channel, and if you like this, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content. Bye!